Good afternoon to you and welcome to Twickenham, where the conditions, I'm delighted to be able to report, are very much better than they were during the Calcutta Cup here last week. It's blustery, but it's dry. We've a richly varied and action-packed programme for you. The County Championship final, sponsored incidentally for the last time by Thorney MI, between Yorkshire, whose last appearance in the final was 1963, and Middlesex. We have the top club match of the day in Wales, those famous old rivals, Cardiff against Swansea. A sneak preview, this, of the Welsh Cup final in 3 weeks' time. And then we go overseas for one of the most spectacular events on the rugby calendar, the Hong Kong Sevens. British interests represented by the Welsh Academicals and those delightfully enthusiastic tourists, the Penguins. Then we come back here for a little bit of history, because for the very first time, women's rugby was played at headquarters. It's the final of the Women's Championship, Richmond against Wasps, and I promise you, you're in for a treat. And if all that's not enough, then we'll be hearing from two World Cup captains, England's Mike Harrison and Richard Moriarty of Wales. But first, it's the Thorney MI County Championship final. Yorkshire, 10 times winners in the past, led by the Calcutta Cup victorious captain Mike Harrison, against a powerful and experienced Middlesex side. Your commentator is Bill McLeod.
Yorkshire, champions 10 times, field the side who beat the North Midlands by 24-0 in the semi-final. England's current wings are on duty, and at half-back, Rob Andrews, partnered by David Holmes, who was on the England bench for the Scotland game. A much lighter pack contains the dynamic breakaway trio, of whom Peter Winterbottom is the one capped forward, and 8 of this side were in the champion North Division side, and they have the same captain, Mike Harrison. Middlesex seeks their 9th county title with 4 changes from the side who beat Cornwall in the semi-final. Those involve the introduction of Hugh Davis, Simon Smith, Paul Curtis and Ken Moss. 3 cap players are all in the backs: Hugh Davis, Rob Lazowski and Simon Smith. They're operating behind a massive pack. There are 4 clubs represented. Harlequins and Wasps provide 6 players, Richmond 2 and Saracens 1. And in this, their 14th county final, Middlesex are captained by Paul Jackson. Quite a sizable crowd at Twickenham today, and you can feel the atmosphere. A great contingent down from Yorkshire. Yorkshire, of course, the original champions, way back in the 1879. But Middlesex have been much the more successful in more recent seasons. So Colin High, the international referee, gets ready to start this first ever Middlesex versus Yorkshire County Championship final. And we're underway, with Middlesex kicking off through Mark Fletcher. And there's a good return by the man himself, Mike Harrison, who, remember, led England last season and last week, and of course led the Northern Division to their great divisional championship this season. Middlesex, of course, will want to use that heavier pack of theirs. And there Peter Winterbottom, number 7, with the ball. And Peter Winterbottom, number 7, there, the tail gunner for Yorkshire. And just in front of him there is Peter Buckton, who's very experienced. Buckton has it. And they're waiting for what they thought was an offside decision. And already a little bit of niggle there involving John Howe, the Middlesex lock. But nothing serious there. Now this is the area where Yorkshire are certainly going to have to dig in and use all their wiles and strength, because they are heavily outweighted. And Middlesex have been penalised for holding back the scrummage. And Buckton feeding on. Now it's tipping after Winterbottom had handled as well. Now it's Holmes, out to Andrew. Oh, beautifully out there to Underwood. Underwood over the 22. What a start by Yorkshire. Kicked into touch by Simon Smith. But great to see this powerful England wing in action like that, and so early in the match. And Mark Fletcher, the standoff, very close there. Probably going to the fullback for the clearance. Yes, here we go. Hugh Davis, charged down. In goes Winterbottom. Now it's nicely out from Holmes, beautifully along the line. Oh, Underwood in the line. Harrison on the dummy run. Underwood all the way out to Adamson, the fullback. Can he get it down? Still short of the line. And Yorkshire have started this match at a tremendous pace. It really was a lovely bit of work because Rory Underwood suddenly appeared in the centre, got himself going, and then almost put Adamson, the fullback, in. It was very close. Now, it's rather interesting, but Yorkshire had a little runabout this morning just outside their hotel for half an hour or so, and they really have started magnificently. Andrew along the line there to Bentley. Bentley, the powerful centre. Beautifully laid back. This is Harrison. Harrison on to Buckton. Buckton to Underwood. Underwood beautifully tackled by Hugh Davies. Conditions very good except for that very strong wind, and the crowd really rejoicing in the kind of rugby they've seen so far. Holmes. Peter Buckton held it in. Holmes goes, feeds on to Winterbottom. Winterbottom smashing on Buckton again. Holmes, Andrew, misses out everybody, goes to Bentley. Penalty for offside. The referee had waited for advantage. And John Bentley there, the 20-year-old, making a marked impression early on. So it's Ray Adamson, who converted all 4 tries in the semi-final against North Midlands. Straight through, and first blood to Yorkshire, and they certainly deserve it. 3 points to 0. They played 6.5 minutes. So Mark Fletcher. Rob Andrew, who brings a calm experience to this Yorkshire standoff position. Very difficult day, of course, for line kicking, because with this very strong breeze, which eddies about Twickenham, it really is hard to get it right. You can see how powerful it is today. Seems to be freshening all the time. Cullen seemed to be going to feed out, but his forwards saved him the trouble. Beautifully out. Cullen. Fletcher. To Gary Owen. Adamson was underneath it. Buckton took it. Now it's Cullen. Fletcher. Oh, there's a great try there. Surely has he got it down? Yes. The referee's whistle has signified the try for Ken Moss, the flank forward. There he is, the big lad with the moustache from Wasps, one of the 6 Wasps players in the side. Ken Moss scoring the first try of the match, and Middlesex leading 4 points to 3. It really was the lovely Gary Owen from Fletcher which set it up first of all, and then the forwards winning ball, the switch to the narrow side, and it was the standoff himself who put Moss home. And the crowd really revelling in the excitement of the match, and in the bit of sunshine as well. We have about 10 minutes to go to half-time. Middlesex still leading 4-3, and Peter Buckton couldn't quite pick it up, but Holmes did. Andrew, the switch to Don Buckton, this tall, leggy centre, what a breakout. Buckton, can he get the link up? Right in front of the Middlesex posts. Peter Winterbottom was there. Now it's fed out from Cellar. Along the line, it's going to be a try here, but Andrew's pass just slightly knocked on by Mike Harrison. That really was the chance in a million. A magnificent break by John Buckton, who got his way almost to the line. And as the crowd wait, Yorkshire have been awarded a penalty. May well have been from offside at the breakdown point by the Middlesex backs. And here's Ray Adamson. Yes, took it cool and calm. Great Yorkshire cheers. as Adamson puts Yorkshire ahead by 6 points to 4, and they've 9 minutes to go to half-time. Well, there's some anxious Middlesex supporters about at the moment because they've had the breeze in their favour and they're behind. Rob Andrew clears. And Rob Andrew really is playing very comfortably and quite sensibly. Yes, that was the higher one meant for Howe, and a bit of interference there. And so it's a penalty to Middlesex. The old-fashioned style of placer. The job being done by John Cullen. Mark Fletcher can put Middlesex back in the lead. Can he steer this one through the breeze? Neat little chip. Yes. So Middlesex lead by 7 points to 6. They've about 5 minutes to go to half-time. And the atmosphere here is quite electric. Big crowd in both the east and the west stands. Just inside Yorkshire territory. And that Middlesex scrummage isn't tight at all. Fletcher, again the high one to Adamson. Oh, he diced with death and he got away with it. And what a return. Listen to this. So Ray Adamson there, who plays for Mike Harrison's club Wakefield, getting a great cheer for that cheeky bit of work out of defence. 10 metres outside the Middlesex 22. Down goes Thorne. Cullen waits. Fletcher. Lazowski. Tackled there by Bentley and by Underwood. Now it's Holmes over a chance. Fed out there from Thompson. Buckton, Underwood, inside to Andrew. Andrew inside to Peter Buckton. Peter Buckton with a chance for Rory Underwood. A brilliant score. A magnificent score for Yorkshire by Rory Underwood. The crowd on their feet. The Yorkshire support deliriously happy. And Rory Underwood gets all the congratulations. It was a lovely bit of work. They seemed to have broken down when David Holmes didn't get the ball back, but Glyn Thompson managed to clear it. Then the great thrust by Peter Buckton after Rory Underwood fed it in, and the wing was outside him and went clean in between the posts. Yes, it almost missed, but it got through, and so Yorkshire are really in a handsome position. 12 points to 7, Yorkshire lead, and they've a minute to go to half-time. And, well, what sartorial elegance here at Twickenham on this cold and windy day. Harrison, look at him. Oh, what a run by the England captain. Rice is on support, the big prop forward. And this really is rampant Yorkshire pressure now. Now it's Holmes out there to Tipping. Fed out once again. Andrew. John Buckton couldn't hold it. Adamson, the fullback, could, but it went forward. Referee's whistle goes for half-time, and that really has been a splendid half of exciting rugby football. Yorkshire, I think, deservedly in the lead by 12 points to 7. It's try for try, but Yorkshire with the elements in their favour in the second half. So Middlesex will have a new scrum half in this second half. Floyd Steadman has come on as replacement for John Cullen, who's had a bit of groin trouble this morning. Floyd Steadman here of Saracens, who studied at the Borough Road College, the West London Institute. And so Rob Andrew gets the second half started, using the wind for that long kick out of play. Fletcher, offside. Well, Big Paul Jackson will have something to say about that. What a waste of a dropout, and giving the opposition such a useful position right in front of the Middlesex posts. Holmes, Andrew got it back from John Bentley, but going on the loop, but well marked. Martin Whitcomb at the front there for Yorkshire, opposite Jim Thorne rather. Holmes, Andrew checking inside, what a burst! Oh, what a wonderful break that was, and what a try for Rory Underwood, his second try of the match, and that was absolute copybook stuff. Magic all the way by Yorkshire, and look at their supporters, overjoyed, and they've every right to be. It really looked so simple. Rob Andrew hesitating, checking, and then clean through, and Rory Underwood at his left elbow. What a try. Either, and things really are going all Yorkshire's way. 18 points to 7, Yorkshire lead. They've played only 2 minutes of the second half, and here surely is the architect of this promising Yorkshire situation, Rob Andrew. The lad has had a little bit of luck and good fortune to add to his undoubted skill in this match. And you'll remember the game with affection, I'm sure. Steadman, Fletcher, Lozowski. Yes, that was Andre Dent coming in, but Peter Burton feeds out to Harrison. Harrison checking inside. He's such a slippery customer. Harrison pitches inside, taken there by Bentley. Magnificent running by the England captain. Peter Burton fed it out. There wasn't a lot on at the time, but he made so much out of it by going inside, then outside, and then flicking the one-handed pass inside to Bentley. A lovely bit of running. And here they're 10 metres outside the Middlesex 22. Holmes, Andrew, the switch to Harrison. Cross comes Hugh Davis. Yes, it was an awkward ball. He did well to wait for the bounce. It was delayed, but it worked. Now it's Jackson, out to Oliver. A real chance here for Dent. Dent nicely inside, almost up to halfway. Feeds back inside. Pinniger was there, but it's taken by Moss. Steadman works it. On to Howe. Steadman, Fletcher, Lozowski, Charlie Smith. Simon Smith, Hugh Davis is outside him. Don't think he knew he was there. Charlie Smith. Fed on there to Rigby. Almost up to the 22. The best Middlesex attack of all so far. Paul Curtis driving on now. Steadman once more. Fletcher, Lozowski, Charlie Smith. There's a real chance here for Dent. Dent has Moss outside him. And a good tackle by Adamson. The foot was in touch. Ken Moss denied. The disappointment mirrored there on his face. And it was Ray Adamson, the Yorkshire fullback, who saved the day on that occasion. Did just enough to put the foot over the touchline. But that was a great Middlesex attack. Almost every member of the 15 was in on that one. So, our Middlesex going to stage a grand late revival. There's the drive by Thorne. Thorne has gone over. It may be the tight head prop forward. We'll see the last one up. No, in fact, it's number 4, Colin Pinniger, who had the ball as they drove over. John Thorne certainly lent his weight. But that's the second try for Middlesex, and that surely brings them back into the match. Really, from the line out, when they got possession, it was merely a question then of the surge forward. And the 17 stones of John Thorne helped a great deal. But the man who got the ball on the floor was Colin Pinniger, the lock forward. Rob Andrew Fletcher. So we're in for rather an interesting last 18 minutes as Rory Underwood, meaning to kick high, taken by Rigby. That's Moss from Steadman. Ulver. Now, is there a case here of the Middlesex forwards' tremendous weight and power beginning to tell? Fletcher. Rigby. Bringing it back to the big men. Moss won it again. Now it's Steadman. And so, just a little bit of anxiety down below us, perhaps, amongst the Yorkshire crowd, because it's really been all Yorkshire for most of this match. But now, in this last 16, 17 minutes, it's a matter of whether the Yorkshire forwards can keep up the tremendous pace they've already set. So we're just on halfway. A little bit of pressure on Yorkshire now. Holmes, Andrew. Now that's the crossfield Gary Owen. Hugh Davies. Oh, a hanging bounce. Beautifully tackled by Tipping. Out to Lozowski. Dent missed it. Peter Buckton scored. That could be the deciding try. And Peter Buckton, the great opportunist, has brought joy to the hearts of the Yorkshire support. They're simply thrilled, and so is he. Hugh Davies judged the bounce well, looked as if he was going to start a menacing attack. Then the ball went loose as Andre Dent tried to get it, and Peter Buckton was there to gather in and toddle over. So Peter Buckton's try was not converted, but Yorkshire now handsomely placed again, 22 points to 11 in the lead, and they've about 15 minutes to go. Now, Paul Jackson looks as if he may have something in mind here, the captain of Middlesex at number 8 there. Well, he didn't expect that, I'm sure. However, he's got it. Floyd Steadman. Forwards taking it on. Now it's Steadman again. Fletcher. Oh, nice to Lozowski. This is Dent. Dent cutting inside. Oh, what a tackle by Tipping. Fed on there to Paul Jackson. That was Ken Moss, and Adamson clears. And this game really has been a credit to the English game. The supporters there have enjoyed every moment of it. Just listen to them. Oh, Neil Clamour back that, I tell you. They'll be able to hear them in Yorkshire, I'm pretty sure. But it's John Ulver to throw. Big Baldwin did well, got fingers to it. Ken Moss went down, penalty for obstruction. And Ken Moss takes it. Rigby couldn't get it, Pinniger did. Fed on to Ulver. Steadman, Fletcher, Charlie Smith, out to Dent. Good tackle by Mike Harrison again. He's such a good all-round winger. He's not just a runner and a chipper ahead. He's defensively very sound and astute. The referee's whistle goes for the end of the match. The Yorkshire players shake hands and embrace each other. The Yorkshire support are absolutely delighted, and Yorkshire are the county champions with this victory by 22 points to 11. So every one of the 31 players concerned in this match deserve credit for a wonderful game. But what a moment it is for the Yorkshire captain Mike Harrison as he receives the Torniemai Trophy from Alan Grimsdale, the president of the Rugby Football Union. And there Mike Harrison giving a clap to the crowd, because I'm sure he knows that they had a lot to do with this tremendous Yorkshire victory. Immense satisfaction for Yorkshire. They were the first champions in 1889, and now, almost 100 years later, they are county champions again for the 11th time.
Well, Mike, we really must stop meeting like this. It was the Calcutta Cup triumph last week and now the thorny MI Championship. It's been some week for you, has it not?
Yes, I don't think it can get much better, but I'm delighted, of course, not just for myself, but for the rest of the team and for our supporters who have been fantastic out there today.
It was a marvellous match. Must have been magnificent to play in.
Yes, we all enjoyed it. That was the idea. We were all going out there to play to our abilities and just enjoy the game.
Now, the wingers, of course, very much in the action. Rory Underwood, 2 tries for you. It must be a delight to play in this sort of side.
Tremendous philosophy behind, as Mike has said, is to enjoy it, which involves playing a 15-man game, and that's what we try to do today. And I got 2 tries. What more can you say?
But maybe you just might lead us through these tries. Can you remember them?
No.
I think the whole thing was a blur. I got so much ball I couldn't believe it. The first one, I think I got a quick ball and I passed it back inside to Rob, who made a little dart, passed it into Ducko, and he just drew them out with Huey Davis, and I had an easy 5-yard run over. Well, they never say a try's easy, but there you go. The other one, Rob made a superb break, took out Huey, and I happened to be on the end of his pass.
Now, we must look forward, obviously thoughts turning now to the World Cup. Mike, what are your thoughts, given the squad that you've got?
Obviously, team spirit's on an exceptional high at the moment after the Scotland game, and we're going to use that as a platform to build on. We're going to Portugal next weekend, and we're going to do some hard work and also enjoy it out there, get the team together, the squad together, and basically just think about the game that we're actually going to play in the first game against Australia.
Now, you've captained the North and Yorkshire. Both have played, as we've talked about, expansive games. Can England do the same?
I think we can try to. That's been the idea all throughout the season. At least against Scotland it actually came off, and hopefully we can build on that, as I said before, and take it to Australia in the first game.
OK, let's have a prediction from both of you. How are England going to do?
Very well.
I'll say the same thing. Unbeaten captain here.
Well, those who would wish to devalue the county championship might well like to think again after watching that. In my humble opinion, it was one of the best finals for many years and proved that there's a tremendous amount of strength in depth in English rugby. In Wales, the top club match of the day, Cardiff against